Good morning. Hello, everyone. I can recognize familiar faces from yesterday and the day before. I can also notice new faces. Welcome. Welcome to everyone. A warm welcome. Mm, I see the circle is growing. Wow. What a delight to meet with you on a Friday morning, uh, in the midst of everything. Yeah, beautiful.
Good morning and welcome from my side as well. Such a joy and honor to see you and to be together in the third part of our journey. It becomes a beautiful habit. Thank you. Maybe just waiting here a few more seconds because I see more people coming. So until we start and we shift into our flow, maybe the last adjustments, bringing the journal, some water, maybe stretching a little bit.
Just a practical question to my colleague Bogdan, because we have developed a kind of intimacy now here in this circle. So I'm just taking this opportunity to ask you here in front of everyone. Bogdan, we go with the project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to say anything before that, Bogdan? No? Okay. So, yeah. Well, first to honor the one, um, the one who made it possible for us to meet here, the one who also invested uh, for our participation here, for our presence here. And it's worth to say that we are meeting in the framework of the project called the Seeds of Future. Seeds of Future. So we are holding, in a way, now, all of us, the seeds of future, and we are tending them and, yeah, cultivating them. When they're sprouting, there will be a different future. So it is a project which is funded by the European Union. And I like to believe that because we receive the funding, somehow the European Union is investing, because they are in a way, right, investing their money on us, on how we um, do the work in the world. So yeah, I'm just reminding you, if somebody has paid money in faith, that we are going to pay it forward. Not just me and Bogdan and Christina, who is part of the team of the Seeds of Future, but also all of us here. So gratitude for our funders, and yeah, a reminder of our responsibility. Um, so yeah, this is where we meet. My name is Eleni. I live in Cyprus. I I feel honored to be here with you today, because it warms my heart and it makes my soul sing what we are doing here today together. I am a facilitator, I'm a space holder. I work with people I believe maybe madly for the possibility of change and transformation. And this is what I do in my work, creating spaces of transformation. And yeah, I am working together with this beautiful creature who will present himself now.
Yeah. Greetings from my side as well. And even though I have the feeling that everyone has been before in the previous webinar, so you heard a little bit about ourselves, but I would still add it. Maybe someone is for the first time here. Greetings from Romania, from a cloudy, rainy Cluj-Napoca, which is the city where I live. I share many of the threads that Eleni mentioned, being a human development guide, a mentor, a trainer, someone who is trying to contribute to the evolution of human consciousness and development of community. I'm a weaver of threads and spaces, and I also love to invite people to cross the threshold between the mundane, ordinary world into the sacred, extraordinary, mysterious world where, the real life happens. Like the poem we read, maybe it was in the first webinar with the two universes. And at the same time, I'm only a human being, imperfect and limited, always learning and transforming and healing. All right. So now that we connected a little bit with a project and practical part that holds our sacred container here, let's just move into our opening ritual. So I'm inviting you now to take a deep breath in, and with this breath, allowing yourselves to arrive more into this time and space. I'm inviting you also to open your body, maybe stretching your body a little bit. In this way, making space, more space in your being. And as we are doing this, becoming aware of the way we breathe, the sound of our breath. I'm inviting you to gently close your eyes and just focus on the movement of your breath. I'm inviting you for now to bring your awareness, your attention to the nostrils, the nose area, and just to feel how the air enters your body through your nostrils and is leaving your body through your nostrils. And just spend a few moments here observing this movement in the nose area. Now I'm inviting you to slowly move your awareness while still keeping your eyes closed to the area of your chest, and to observe the movement of the chest, your lungs growing and decreasing, and observe the movement of the air inside your lungs in the chest area for a few moments. And now I'm inviting you to drop even more and bring your attention to your belly. And just observe the movement of your belly as the air enters and leaves your body. Just observing the belly area. And now I'm inviting you to hold the awareness of your breath in your whole body. The nostrils, the nose area, the chest and the belly, and any other part that is moved by your breath. Just holding an awareness of the movement of breath in your whole body for a few more moments. And now slowly bringing your awareness to your whole being, to the chair, the couch, to my voice, and slowly returning, gently opening your eyes. And shifting our awareness to the candle that maybe is by your side. And if you have the candle, we are inviting you now to light the candle. And when you do this in your own rhythm, set an intention for this meeting, for this time together, for the following 2 hours, how you would like to feel, to be. Just a moment between you and the fire as sparking the sacred space here. So a few moments for lighting the candle with an intention for this meeting. May this fire and these intentions guide us all. May the fire bring warmth into our bodies and hearts and minds for the right things to happen. Thank you for this opening moment. Thank you.
It is said that everybody is looking for something, a medicine to be found in that wisdom cave. I'm obviously starting to tell a story now. So it is said once upon a time, everybody living was hungry, desperately looking for some medicine found in the wisdom cave. There was a cave of wisdom and deep knowledge, not like the knowledge we have nowadays about data and fact and numbers and speed and so on, but that deep knowledge that goes beyond the everyday world, that captures the essence. So that was something to be found in the cave of wisdom that everybody was looking for, but somehow they wouldn't find it easily. And although everybody was looking for it and they were not finding it, it is said that this cave was just around the corner. And if somebody would make enough silence, enough slowness in their life, then they would hear a particular, mysterious, enchanting, and luring song coming from somewhere underground. It is said that if somebody would have enough curiosity and enough courage to follow the voice, then they would see a small opening among the stones of the hill, a small opening like the opening of a cave. And when they would go in, perhaps even crawling into the little hole into the womb of the earth, and then their eyes would get acquainted with the wildness of the darkness, and then they would see something spectacular. They would see the an old, very, very old woman sitting on a piece of wood, on a log. And it is said that the one who would look at this woman would lose their breath. They would, for a moment, instantly skip a beat of their heart because that woman was so special. You would see that she didn't have any teeth in her mouth, but she had the most beautiful, exquisite smile. Her face was full of wrinkles, but her eyes were so alive and luring. And her hair, just extraordinary, long, wavy, white, bony hair hanging on her shoulders. I'm not sure if she was dressed or if she was naked, but I do know that she was working on a very crucial task. She has been given a task to weave the most beautiful garment of the world. She was weaving the most beautiful garment, capturing on it the beauty of the whole world. And she has been working on it for months. Did I say months? No, I didn't mean months. I meant years. Did I say years? No, not years. It was centuries. Centuries she has been working on that specific task of weaving the garment that captures the whole beauty of the world. And her work was very fine, very refined, and very delicate. It is said that she lost her teeth because she has been all the time chewing the needles of the porcupine to make her work of weaving very delicate and fine. And it is said that this garment she has been working on for centuries is almost just about to finish, almost. She's coming to an end. How is the story going so far? Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. So as I said, this work is coming almost to an end. But mm, the work of the garment, I mean, garment is a cloth, a lace, a piece of cloth with yeah, that is being done with threads and uh, yeah, weaving. So this task is almost coming to an end. But this old woman, Yaya in Greek, this Yaya, this old woman, has another very, very, very important task. So, and she needs to do the other task too. So she leaves the garment down on the ground of the cave. And she's going to the back of the cave, where it is said that the most ancient being of the whole cosmos, is there, the ancient fire. She has an ancient fire burning in the end, in the back of the cave. And on top of the fire, there is a huge, gigantic cauldron. And in that cauldron, it is said that she holds all the seeds of all the plants and all the bushes and all the flowers and all the trees and even all the seeds of all the human hearts there in that cauldron. And from time to time, she needs to go and stir the seeds. So none of the seeds is burned or destroyed, because what would happen if the seeds are dead? So her task is to make sure that they are warm and alive and very carefully tended. So here she is now. She's stirring the cauldron, and the seeds are being tended. Meanwhile, the black dog, what black dog? The black dog that was sitting by her knee the whole time when she was weaving the garment, the cloth, sleeping, wakes up. And in front of them, they find the garment. And the dog is a dog, and the dog loses no time, just grabs the garment with their teeth and move it right and left and right and left and right and left and right and left until the garment is gone and it's just unraveled, and now it's just a chaos of threads mingled between them. Not anymore a garment. All the work that has been done for centuries of years, all the delicate effort and the hours spent is just vanished. So the old woman, on her way back to the log, she sees the chaos. And for a moment, chaos happens inside of her. And she's looking at the ex garment, the pile of threads, and she's looking at the black dog, and she's looking at the garment, and she's looking at the black dog. And this happens for a moment. And the story comes to a very interesting point. It is said that at that moment, the old woman, bows down and picks with her fingers a loose thread. And it is said that once she has picked the thread, in her imagination, a new design of a new garment, a new cloth with shapes and colors more appropriate to capture the beauty of the world is just given in front of her. And the old woman loses no more time. She sits back on the log and she starts weaving all over again. And she starts weaving all over again. And this is the medicine that one would find in the cave of wisdom and deep knowledge, if they would be brave and curious enough to follow the song coming from the underground, that they would lead them to the cave of wisdom that everybody is looking for, but very few are those who manage to reach it. And that's the story. That's the story of the old woman in the cave, coming from the indigenous people of North America. So I'm breathing here and I'm inviting you to do the same, to breathe into the story, to breathe with the story, to breathe for the story. Mhm. Mm. Mm. I want to offer you a question. And a question that will start working your being already and will help probably, hopefully, to dig more into the story. And the question is, what strikes you or enchants you, or both from the story? What strikes you and enchants you from the story? What part of the story or what medicine of the story is, yeah, breathtaking for you, strikes you, enchants you? And we are going to invite you to share this with three, four more people in breakout rooms. And soon the invitation will appear. So until that moment of entering the breakout room, just continue being with the question. I know there will be kind of 1 minute and few seconds for everybody to share. Once you enter the breakout rooms, here they are. Enjoy. Here we are again in the big circle. We were just speaking with Bogdan that this time you have taken all the time to talk in the breakout rooms. So something must have struck you uh, and enchanted you. And we are inviting you now to just give us a drop of that here in the chat. So we yeah know and we get inspired by what was that? What are your insights? What was that that enchanted or struck you in just a word or two words here in the chat to feed the field of the big circle of the bigger conversation. Mm. Her focus and her non-attachment was something that, yeah, captured Raluca. Creation and destruction begin being a cycle. It's not about perfection in life, but persistence. The beauty she embodied. Look, now, do you want to read some of them?
Yeah, I love the no punishment for that one causing in destruction.
Mm.
And this makes me think of a previous comment about the non-attachment. You were enchanting telling the story, but the whole story was really strong for me. Every symbol, beautiful.
We have also this from Erato, endurance, strength to go on and not give up. Also, how she turned the warmth and nurturing she was giving the seeds to her own chaos and to her new creation. Yeah. And I think we also have Miri. I think this was not read. If there is no chaos outside, then there is no chaos inside either, or it's not felt like chaos. Mhm. Mhm. How is the story called? We call it The Old Woman in the Cave. And we have heard it from Michael Mead. We will share this with you in the resources package. But yeah, the conclusion, at least one, is that something has struck you and enchanted you. And with this thread, we will continue. We will continue, and I will invite Bogdan to lead us further.
Ah. So in each webinar, we try to bring also some ideas and perspectives that feed into the theme of the webinar. And today's theme is cultivating an enchanted life, falling for beauty and mystery all around. And enchantment is such an important piece here in an ecocentric, earth-centric way of living. And I just read a few years ago in a book about the indigenous way of looking at the world, and it was compared with a modern, mainstream, Western way of seeing and living life. And this Western modern way of seeing and living life is that there is constantly something to improve, something to make better, something to change. And the indigenous way of looking at the world and at life is that the world is already perfect. And the indigenous people task is to maintain the balance and the harmony of the world, and not looking for improvements and changing, but maintaining the balance and harmony of the world. And another piece around this idea is that very common idea in the Western world is that heaven is somewhere far up in the sky that we get if we are lucky enough in the afterlife. And the indigenous way of seeing the world is that heaven is on the earth, heaven is right now, and we live in heaven. And the creation is the heaven, the beings, the creatures, the plants, the animals, the phenomenon is heaven, and we haven't departed from heaven or fallen from heaven, but we are beings of the heaven. So the parallel between the indigenous way of seeing the world and the mainstream pragmatic way of living, it's quite different. And for me, one, the indigenous way is prone to enhance enchantment and is creating the condition to see the world not just as matter and chemical processes, but a large conversation, a myth, a story in which each creature is equally important, in which the black dog or the trickster or the coyote are guides sent from by the creator, and shape-shifting is possible, and we can shape-shift through our imagination into different creatures to access through outer state of consciousness teachings and wisdom and guidance from the spirit world. And lately I was talking with someone who is very much in the enchanted world, and he was saying that he was making this parallel between the Santa Claus and being actually a shaman, and going through the chimney like the shaman, journeying in the imaginary world with the smoke going up to the spirit world, and then bringing gifts from there, bringing them down through the chimney and offering to the people. So hearing this new perspective, it made me think that there's much more to the world than uh, my pragmatic eyes and mind can see. So the question is how to cultivate this enchanted way of being and living. And we are trying to, yeah, weave this theme and these questions and ideas in today's meeting. And yeah, hopefully after this idea, maybe we begin believing again in Santa Claus. Uh, and why not? Yeah, so I will pause here and I allow you, Eleni, to share your thoughts and perspectives.
Mm, mm. Where to begin? Oh, I loved everything you spoke, Bogdan. I'm like enchanted now and uh, kind of finding it hard to find the words. Hmm, maybe I will start with what does enchantment do to us? What does it do on people, enchantment? Hmm, I, as far as I know, the word enchantment has inside the word chant. So it makes us, in a way, sing. It makes us connect with something beyond enchantment. So I think, in a way, I like in my own imagination, the word enchantment um, is as if this chant, there is a chant, there is a spell that is casted on me. And because this spell has been casted on me, I am now called to enter another world. And this world is not only mysterious and beautiful and shape shifting, as Bogdan spoke, but it also offers what you wrote here in the chat: endurance, strength. It's it gives somehow energy when all the energy is gone, when we are living this and when we are living enchantedly, we are living with um, thirst, with um, curiosity, with awe and wonder, perhaps with the faith or the deep knowing that everything, every being is beautiful, is gifted, it is has a mission, it has a place. I believe that in the, I mean, I'm just now coming to my pragmatic mind, but I'm, um, in the past, I worked also with a topic, let's say, of positive psychology. And I think the feeling that is closest to enchantment is awe, awe, you know, and awe as it's, as research shows, brings us to the larger story that we are connected beyond the everyday world. It makes us feel this utter belonging and this big perspective, whether that is Earth or the cosmos or spirituality or one world, one heart. But it does something to connecting us with something bigger. And as it connects us with something bigger, it kind of also connects us with life purpose, with what we were born to do. It kind of motivates us from the inside. It might be that the resources are scarce, but when entering this enchanted life, somehow inner resources, like there's resources stored within, and they crack open. And then, just like the old woman, when everything is vanished, when all her work is done, is not, yeah, all the work she has done is destroyed and unraveled, this enchantment, as soon as she picks the loose thread, gives her again energy, boost. instructions to start all over again, although she's old, although she's, you know, not having teeth and full of wrinkles, and she has almost finished her work, but here she starts again. So this is what we are talking about, um, tapping into that resource of, um, yeah, within us, and also that connects us with everyone else, everything else. I will pause here and I will invite Bogdan to continue, and probably there will be more back and forth.
Yeah. Uh, uh, the way sometimes we are working is defined by the word weaving. When we started working with Eleni, we were more in this pragmatic trainer consciousness with a training agenda, learning objectives, activity A, B, C, and then we started shifting more in the weaving when we let our intuition, inspiration, imagination guide us and come through. And this is it's different than the linear way of doing things, which maybe is this A, B, C, D, having a goal in mind. I'm in this point and I want to go there. So it's a linear kind of consciousness. And the indigenous consciousness is a circular consciousness when everything goes in circle. And for me, this idea of weaving, it's more related to being in conversations and not having necessarily a very strict flow, but allowing what emerges in the field to come to us. And maybe one more idea that I feel like bringing, which, yeah, it's coming from my circular consciousness, is the shift between a perspective in which life happens to me, and this sometimes may feel may put me in a victim mode. Life happens to me, I'm passive, and shifting into more enchanted way of looking at life, and believing that life happens for me, or life happens through me and with me, and that life is a myth. My life is a myth, is a story in which I'm invited to evolve, and the universe, the spirit, is has its own ways that sometimes my linear consciousness cannot grasp them and understand them. So for me, having an enchanted way of looking at life is believing that my life is a story, my life is a myth. Yeah. And how would this make a difference between, yeah, the way I live my life? And yeah, Eleni, feel free to do more weaving.
Mm. Mm. How that would change my life is the question that Bogdan said, and I'm just also asking how that way of living would change life on Earth, not just my life, but the life on Earth. And this is such an important question, taking into consideration that the whole series of webinars is called Returning to Earth. Returning to Earth. Especially because we are meeting in these days in which and there is environmental crisis and collapse and destruction and unraveling and dying, like pragmatic, literal dying of species, of clean water, of land, of all these. So especially in these moments when despair comes for the when nervousness comes because of the hugeness of the devastating catastrophe that is happening. So, in these moments, enchantment has a role, a very important role, because it brings hope. It brings hope, it brings faith, and it motivates action, and it motivates us to show up, mm, and to turn the wheel so that things change and shape shift and transformation happens as much as it can. But at least I feel that it kind of urges instead of yeah, um, having despair for the work, for the world, for the state of the world. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Resonate? Mm. Bogdan, I'm giving you again the thread.
Yeah. I can just add a little bit more because I see there's also the question to describe a bit more the circular consciousness. So, circular consciousness is attuned with the circular movement of the universe. Because we have the sun going in a circle, the moon going in a circle, the seasons being in a circle. Linear consciousness is going in a linear way, and it's very often relates to constant growth, constant expansion, and we live in a linear consciousness society. Increase the GDP, increase the business, sell more things, make more money, and this is unnatural. This is unsustainable. So it's constant expansion. Circular consciousness is aligned with a movement of expansion and contraction. So there's expansion in the spring and in the summer, and then there's contraction in the autumn and the winter, and then expansion and contraction. There's also the cycle of the moon, and maybe for women it's more felt. The moon cycle, it's circular. The day is circular. So how do we align and live life? And now we need to be in a movement of contraction, go inwards as human beings, reflect, introspect. But the modern life makes us still work from 9 to 5 all the time, all year round. So this is briefly, we don't have much time for this, but maybe my final thought around this. There's a book, The Enchanted Life by Sharon Blakey. You may want to have a look at this book. And there's a lot about enchantment here. And she's also the author of Women Who Rise Rooted. Strongly recommend you this book, even more than this one. Yeah, so that would be it from my side, Delaney. I would not add more things, but feel free to add more if you want.
Mm, maybe we can conclude here, Bogdan. What do you think? Yeah. If it doesn't make utter sense with the mind, it's great because enchantment is mysterious, makes more sense with the spirit, with the body, with the emotion, maybe not so much with the mind, it's not necessarily logic. But yeah, if it feels right and ripe, that's the one. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we can go on. I'm thinking, Bogdan.
Mhm. Yeah. So we want to bring more enchantment in our space here, and we want to offer you a poem because poetry is a way of being and living in an enchanted way. Poems are enchantment. And the poem that we want to bring is from Mary Oliver, and it's called "My Work is Loving the World." My work is loving the world. Here the sunflowers, there the hummingbird, equal seekers of sweetness. Here the quickening yeast, there the blue plums. Here the clam deep in the speckled sand. Are my boots old? Is my coat torn? Am I no longer young and still half perfect? Let me keep my mind on what matters, which is my work, which is mostly standing still and learning to be astonished. The phoebe, the delphinium, the sheep in the pasture and the pasture, which is mostly rejoicing, since all the ingredients are here, which is gratitude, to be given a mind and a heart and this body clothes, a mouth with which to give shouts of joy to the moth and the wren, to the sleepy dug-up clam, telling them all over and over how it is that we live forever. My work is loving the world. Here the sunflowers, there the hummingbird, equal seekers of sweetness. Here the quickening yeast, there the blue plums. Here the clam deep in the speckled sand. Are my boots old? Is my coat torn? Am I no longer young and still half perfect? Let me keep my mind on what matters, which is my work, which is mostly standing still and learning to be astonished. The phoebe, the delphinium, the sheep in the pasture and the pasture, which is mostly rejoicing, since all the ingredients are here, which is gratitude to be given a mind and heart and this body clothes, a mouth with which to give shouts of joy to the moth and the wren, to the sleepy dug-up clam, telling them all over and over how it is that we live forever. I've heard this poem being read for the first time by Eleni, by you, Eleni, in a program that we guided a couple of years ago. And I remember that I was deeply struck by the first line, "My work is loving the world." As if this line is everything, everything, all the poems and the stories are encapsulated in this line of poetry. And uh, yeah, it's such a powerful line to love the world, and knowing that love is such a powerful state of being, very high vibration to be in. And yeah, I keep returning to the indigenous people who have the tradition of giving thanks. So this is one of the core philosophies and practices of indigenous people, to give thanks. And Thanksgiving Day, which is happening around this time in the US, is a Native American based tradition, giving thanks. So yeah, how not to love the world when the world is so abundant and so generous to us all. Yeah. And I feel like inviting you, Eleni, if you have any thoughts around this poem or something that you want to say.
My work is loving the world. Mm, yeah, and I just recall this line: "Are my boots old? Is my coat torn? Let me keep my focus on what truly matters, which is loving the world, which is standing still." Yeah, I'm quoting the poem again, but yeah, um, mm, yeah, this idea of no matter who I am and how I am, I have a work of standing still and learning to be amazed and loving it all. So that's from my side, Bogdan.
Thank you. So, with the energy of this poem, we want to invite you to a moment of loving the world. And we want to open a space for you to love the world through your own poetry writing. So we want to invite you to a moment of writing poems coming from your heart. And there's a little process here to support you in this way of engaging with the world and with your own enchantment. Uh, but yeah, we invite to evoke your muse, your inner poet, which exists in every one of us. And yeah, prepare your pen, your paper, and let's engage in a moment of poetry writing. And I'm gonna gently play some music in the background, and I just need a few moments here, time for you to prepare for this. I just want to check if you hear any sound in the background. Okay. I'm just inviting you to, yeah, make yourself available, open for your muse, your inspiration to visit you, to be present in yourself. And allow yourself to be visited by memories in which you felt enchanted and touched by the earth, by the beloved nature. You may keep your eyes open or closing them and recall a place or a being, a moment in time and space in which you experienced a love affair with the earth. Maybe you felt love as a friend or as a beloved. Maybe you felt the earth as your lover. Or maybe as your mother or father, brother or sister. So we are inviting you from the place of your heart to write down freely in English or your own language a love poem for the earth, through which your love for the natural world, your enchantment, your awe is honoring this eternal relationship. And you may be inspired by one particular being or creature, the river, a tree, a stone, a flower, or a whole ecosystem, or the whole earth, or the whole cosmos. I'm gonna pause now, creating a space of silence in which your muse will guide you, and just allow anything to come. So we're calling you back to return. So we want to invite you now for sharing in the chat one line of poetry, the line that speaks to you the most in this moment, or that you resonate the most. And just to put it in chat so we can have a collective poem. Yeah, no worries if you can't be fully active, just be present how you can be. And yeah, so let's take a moment here for the poetry to be written. I'm gonna wait for the poems to arrive, and then we're gonna read it as one single poem. All right, so I guess we have a poem here. Let's see. We are weaved together through the time and space. The deep voice of the earth surrounds me, the deep, mysterious calling revealed by the cave of wisdom. It's calling me, it needs me. Earth giving and beautiful, whispering, breathing, eternal, move with awe home. Without words you speak enchantment to me. Woman of water and earth, as the oceans move around me, I melt back into my own softness. When I came down the mountain with the sparkling creek, a womb where we all fit in. Mother, help me save you so that I can also be saved. I'm circling all around the seasons of my life, all around the forest, all around the world. I'm calling the circle, dancing while the circle is changing again. Millions looked up in the sky, but how many truly saw her blooming face of a lover, looking down at us with love? You always held me, you always listened to me, you always were there for me. I am so grateful. Thank you for this beautiful collective poem. Weavers of poems from all over the world, Europe and beyond. Thank you all for living in enchantment with us today, this moment. Thank you.
Mm. And now we shall continue. I'm inviting you, I'm inviting us all to stand up for this next activity. This next activity is actually a ceremony. So yeah, I'm inviting you to stand up, and perhaps first thing to do, I see already some of you doing it, is to shake your body a little bit, to move your body a little bit. See if we are waking up our bodies right now. Mhm. Yeah, it's a moment of waking up our bodies even more. Mhm. And then I'm inviting you, if it feels right, to close your eyes and be guided by the words and the images and what will be woven here between me and Bogdan. Meanwhile, your body can move in the ways it feels right and appropriate. Meanwhile, you're breathing, and on the exhalation, you might do sounds or whatever feels right for you. We are gathering here, all of us. We have gathered here, all of us, people from Europe and beyond, weavers of poems, lovers of the earth. We have gathered here in front of a gate which is love. So for a moment, I'm inviting you to feel this intensity of this gate, the love gate. It's the love that you have been working with before. And for a moment, if it feels right, you can touch your heart and move your body and feel how this love is pulsating inside the heart organ. Scientists say it's the heart that makes the loudest vibrations in our body. We call it love, I guess. There, in this love, in this warmth, in this tenderness, and also fierceness, in this space of reciprocity, inviting you to imagine love as a portal, as a gate, as a little door into a temple, the temple of the seeds, the temple where the seeds are tended. And I'm inviting you to imagine that this door, this gate is low and we need to bow down. And our whole bodies like to really go down near the earth. And somehow, by kneeling down and bowing really down, we are entering the sacred space that holds everything and everyone. In your imagination, you might picture this place the way it appears to you now. But know that we have all gathered here for a ceremony to honor Earth. If there is anything, dear ones, that would make you even more available for this ceremony, do it. Maybe you want to stretch a bit more, or maybe you just want to let go of a thought and bring it at the side near the entrance so we can enter more fully and more attentively. We are calling you, the deepest part of you, the one lured to come here today, to come with humbleness and with open heart for the mystery that is about to be unraveled, that is about to unfold. Earth has been calling you and you have heard the calling. That's why you are here. Because you have heard something, a mysterious call, a song, and you have gathered here. And soon we will begin the process. And before that, just feel how love now is expanding in this temple. How love is capturing you and warming you, and how your love warms every Seeing everyone egos. Hmm. The ceremony will begin, and a voice will be heard and will guide you.
Today we have gathered and we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now we bring our minds together as one, as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now our minds are one.
Let's turn our attention to Mother Earth, to our mother. We shall send greetings and thanks. Now, with words, you're invited to speak up your gratitude for Mother Earth in your own language through a whisper or a song or a loud voice. This is the time, dear ones, to offer your gratitude.
Attention to the waters. We give thanks to all the waters of the world for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. Water is life. We know its power in many forms: waterfalls and rain, mists and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the Spirit of Water. So find your own ways and your own words to give thanks and to speak to the waters of the earth.
Now we turn our attention to the plants. Now we turn toward the vast fields of plant life. As far as the eye can see, the plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered together, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come. Let us now speak our gratitude to the plants.
Gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all the animal life in the world. They have many things to teach us as people. We are honored by them when they give up their lives so we may use their bodies as food for our people. We see them near our homes and in the deep forests. We are glad they are still here, and we hope that it will always be so. You may find your way to express gratitude to the animals in your own words and language.
We gather our minds now to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Let's do that. The list of gratitude is long and endless, but maybe there is one being, one place, one human, one more than human being that is calling you now, inviting you to kneel even further down in gratitude. It is the moment, dear ones, to express the gratitude for that one that has been important in your life. State of gratitude,
We are inviting you to shift into a state of praying. As we gave thanks for what has been, you are invited to shift your consciousness into a state of asking, of praying for something that your heart longs for. Praying for yourself, for other humans, for more than human beings, for the planet. Just spend a few moments, maybe holding palms together, maybe bowing and touching the ground with your forehead, maybe putting your arms in the sky. Spend a moment of praying for something that is important. Allowing the last words of your prayer. You may want to conclude the praying moment through a movement or a gesture. Anything that feels right. To allow this praying time to settle in your heart. Now you are being invited to shift one more time into another state of being, a state which will welcome a personal vow, a personal commitment, a personal promise that you're willing to say yes to make in this moment. A vow for something that is important for you. What would you say yes to in this moment? What would you commit to in this moment? And you may want to change posture or position or place in the room in a way to feel more into this vow. Allow yourself to be guided by this inner desire that wants to come into life through you.
with your imaginal eyes, look at all of us gathered here in the temple of the seeds. All of us creatures bearing commitments, creatures kneeling down in gratitude, in prayer, rising up in manifestation, in the honors of the seeds which are so important. What would happen if those seeds get destroyed? No, we are here, we are here, we are here for the seeds, lovers and protectors, warriors and mothers, nurturers and fathers. And go back to your body and that beating heart which has been the gate through which we entered the space, the temple of the seed. Heart is still pulsating. Love is still warming the world. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Let's breathe all together inwardly, taking a deep, long breath in and exhaling with a sound, with a chant. And breathing in again and again, exhaling with a chant. The ceremony is coming to an end. But we have gathered here only to remember the important. And by finding again this short little door, let's kneel again down with our bodies and crawl out into the world of reality and manifestation, the world of action, bearing the gifts of the ceremony, the love, the gratitude, the hope, the commitment. And let's gather here in front of the screens, in front of our notebooks. Perhaps by moving again our bodies, stretching them, opening our eyes. Yeah, yeah. Here we are.
And we are going to shift soon in a moment of journaling. And you may want to start by capturing anything that happened for you in this ceremonial time. Maybe writing down your vow or any images or emotions, just to capture anything that touched you, moved you in this ceremonial time. And soon we want to bring one more question in the journaling time. Feel free to, on the last words maybe. So the question that we want to bring now is, what is the world you want to leave behind? What is the world you want to leave behind? So just a minute or two of journaling something around this question, also completing the journaling for the previous ceremonial time. What is the world you want to leave behind you? Question, and the last one for the journaling time, is what action you can do to get one step closer to the world you want to leave behind you. One action or two actions you can do to get one step closer to the world you want to leave behind. Right, thank you for the journaling time. Thank you.
Mhm. Well, thank you for the journaling time and thank you for the delight of these last 2 hours we have been together. I'm wondering if you can, in your imagination, fly a little bit like the eagle high in the sky to see the journey we have covered, you have covered these last 2 hours, and to recall all the places we have been. Mm. It has been quite a journey, right? Like how many things can be done in 2 hours? How much enchantment can be unpacked in just 2 hours? And just for the sake of recalling, yeah, of acknowledging what has happened further, let's go back to that intention that you have said in the very beginning and see where you are connected to that intention. And do that with love and gentleness. Probably, maybe there is still steps to be taken in that direction. Yeah. But we're here, yeah, we're here to return to the world and return to the earth after this dive of this day and these 3 days, these 3 webinars. We're returning to the world and we're returning to the earth. Yeah, and let's bring our attention to the candle, which has been our good friend all this time, the fire, who has seen us moving and shape-shifting and transforming in an hour or two or within 3 days. And while we're still staring at the fire and we are at the crossroads of returning to the world as we're not meeting again tomorrow, or we are meeting in another realm, I just want to drop a poem by Rob Tiltonen called Here's to the Crazy Ones. Here is to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can do is ignore them because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. To the crazy ones inside of us, then, who have gathered around the fire in this today's meeting, let us go blow the candle with this memory that we are the ones who are changing the human race. Oh. Well, what can we say now? Bogdan, do you have words in this moment?
Yeah, I feel deeply touched and moved by the journey we made and what felt in the beginning as a series of webinars. And now I feel that it was a journey that we did together and with some of you, most of you meeting every day. And I feel deeply blessed by the energy that I felt inside of me while being with you all. And I have deep gratitude for everyone and deep gratitude for Eleni and Christina for holding the space and weaving the project and for being the change agents, the troublemakers, the rebels that took care of the seeds for future of the future, our future. And I really hope we'll meet again online, ideally in person, sooner or later. Thank you all. Thank you.
Also, thank you from my side. Like, really, thank you for being here and showing up and being open and crazy and, yeah, uh, faithful, faith, in hope, in service. Yeah. May you walk in beauty. May you, just quoting now the song, may you walk in beauty. May you remember your song. May your roads are blessed. May you always remember your song, your task here, your loving affair with the earth. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. May more of this beauty finds us daily. And to the practical now. We're also having a moment for questions, answers. I mean, questions, answers. Yeah, questions, answers, curiosities, and so on. Yeah, we open that space.
I saw that there was a question about the soundtracks, the music. I have it from YouTube. I have to look for it and then maybe we put it in the email with resources. Uh, yeah, because I cannot find it now, and but I will look for the links and send them to you.
There's a question from Erado, where can we meet again? I would say keep being open in the way you are. Who knows when, how, where we will meet. It's unbelievable what happens like this. Falling for the beauty and mystery of all, I think was the title of this webinar. Uh, yeah, there is mysterious ways that life works us and brings us together. So let's be in this curiosity. Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm taking advantage of this question and where can we meet? And on a practical note, I have a WhatsApp group where I post the things that I'm doing. So, are you okay if I put this group
Yeah.
here so you can?
And Bogdan, we can also put it in the
Oh,
email,
yeah, it's
but you
true.
can put it also here.
Okay. So you can join this WhatsApp group, and it's where I post all the things, local and international events. So you will be updated. And
Oh,
we
and all is
constantly
real.
do, yeah, we
Go, go,
constantly
Bogdan.
do Erasmus Plus projects, online initiatives, and uh, I'm sure we will stumble upon each other soon, sooner or later.
Actually, here in Cyprus in February, we are hosting a training. So we will send you also this invitation if you want to apply and meet there. Meet here, not there, here. Yeah.
Right.
There is something
Yeah.
from Magdalena
Mhm.
regarding yesterday's session. I feel there are two needs. I have one, be wild, be real, stay in truth with myself. On the other hand, be accepted and belong. Very often I feel in the society I live the place I am. Oh, sorry. Very often I feel in the society I live, the place I am, it's too difficult to fulfill them both together. What do you say? I say, and Bogdan can also say, you have come across a beautiful threshold for you, Magdalena, like a very beautiful moment in your life. Mm, um, to hold both authenticity and belonging is a very important task in our development. And it seems like the place that has been the place you belong so far maybe has difficulties to accept the new version of yourself or the more authentic version of yourself. So I see you have crafted your authenticity more, and therefore the others are having difficulty to, yeah, be with this, for them, new version of yourself. So I say you are on the right game. I say you keep going, and I say that see what is more important for you at the moment and what adjustments need to be made. What are you willing to, let's say, let go now so that you can continue your life in an enhancing way? Sometimes we need to let go of something that is holding us back, whatever that is. Something is holding us back so we can go on. And it happens a lot of times as we're shedding skins and becoming more raw and authentic and deeper version of ourselves to adjust our relationship with the circles we had before. And guess what? We also create new relationships and new circles and new communities with our authentic selves that empower and embrace the one we have become so far. So I'm just celebrating where you are now and yeah, inviting you to continue. Bogdan?
Yeah, just briefly, if you have the chance to read Bill Plotkin's book Nature and the Human Soul, that can be a great reading. It's a big, thick book, Nature and the Human Soul. And in this book, Bill Plotkins presents the life stages we have to go through in a soul-centric way. And there's a life stage which speaks about authenticity and belonging. And then once we have enough authenticity and belonging, we are sooner or later invited to step in the unknown and to go and meet with our soul, which may involve, most of the time, involves leaving something behind. So if you want to try that reading, that can be a great source and resource of information. And it's a great question, and the awareness that you have around this, I think it's so important to track your authenticity and to track the belonging and where's the tension between the two. So you already have this great awareness that it's the starting point of a great journey. Yeah. And feel free to write to both of us. We both do one-to-one mentoring, and we can work with cultivating our wholeness with your life journey. So feel free to reach to us, write us to have a one-to-one session mentoring, and join our future programs in which we work also with authenticity and belonging.
Magdalena, I just reminded that you spoke before about those who do not believe in enchantment, and I see now how you wrote also this. I mean, at least I see a thread here.
Maybe I
Uh,
can say, like, can I also speak or should I write? I think it's
as you
easier.
like.
Hello. No, I
Yeah.
mean, when we were divided into rooms, um, we were with one lady. Maybe she's still here, and well, it's very personal, but just without going into details, she actually shared a lot of sadness and a lot of like not connecting with the story and
But please don't
feeling
tell
totally lost.
Magdalena. It's better maybe not to speak her story, but speak how you were
Yeah.
touched by this.
Okay. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. Yes. So just then I was like, sometimes the words that you share, um, it's so difficult sometimes for me to share it, to relate it with the people who are in a big suffering, the physical one or economical one, in the big poverty. And I just don't know how to share with them this like cherishing the life, the beauty of it when they are struggling with like the daily things. They are not fulfilled the basic needs and then just find it difficult.
Yeah. Well, Bill Plotkin speaks about the survival dance, and the sacred dance. And the survival dance is very important because it covers these basic needs. Mm. And then when basic needs are done, then we can enter the survival dance. I'm sorry, the sacred dance. Sometimes basic needs are covered, but um, you know, still people stay in the victim role. Uh, so that's maybe another realm to talk about. But there is tension absolutely between um, survival, especially if existence is threatened. If existence is threatened, but life is threatened, it's even harder to keep on the sacred. However, the only way to influence and to bring hope to those people, I believe, is through love and compassion and being who you are and hoping that your authenticity and the way you love, for example, enchantment, will sparkle something inside of them. But a lot of love and understanding and compassion. All right, any other question?
Hello. Sorry. It's more like less romantic or deep, but more practical. But I want to ask about, you mentioned some package with materials because I really loved some stuff we did and you read us or so on. So I would love to have some of the poems and especially the last story you told us. So, and also someone asked about certificates for this. So I'm just curious about this side. Thank you.
Dan, do you want to answer?
Um, yeah, about the resources, we are putting together an email with links and resources to manuals, and now we also get your need for the stories and for the poems, and we will offer them to you. Yeah. And about the certificates, maybe Eleni, you can say.
Well, we are not actually issuing certificates for these webinars. Um, and yeah, I don't know how to address this at the moment. But yeah, maybe write us an email and we will see if and how we can do something. Okay. All right. So what do you say if there is another question, it should appear in the next 10 seconds of silence? Well, I guess the 10 seconds have concluded. So now we can conclude also our webinars. Just again, much gratitude, deep honors, blessed paths may you have. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. See you down the road.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Bye-bye.